Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you, and it's just been really, really good.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations. And thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before. Because, you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
Sam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it's a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business, but I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches. And they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth every minute as well. So thanks.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say my work relies on face-to-face workshops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
From the age of 9 years old, I have been fascinated with success. The day I left school, I could not read, spell or write. I had no idea what I wanted to be or could be. All I did know was I had a burning desire to create success. I just didn't know where to start or how to achieve it. My only option was to get a job at McDonald's. For 18 years, my desired success mission was to own my own. For me to achieve to be an outstanding performer, $12 debt-free. I achieved my desired success mission 3 years ago. I currently own 2 McDonald's stores that produce over $8 million in revenue per annum. For many years, I have had a deep sense that my story, message and knowledge was meant to be heard by more than just the people within my life. I knew I had to find the right person to help me achieve this mission. Sam showed me the power of stories, the ability to be more vulnerable, and most of all, how to systemize 20 years of leadership, business, and success knowledge. If you have a story, message, or knowledge that you want to share and add value to people, Sam is your man.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers TV. Lean in where you can, give us any level of feedback, and we are really excited about your success. And don't forget, the best is yet to come.
I saw a need in terms of my presentation skills. I was confident just chatting to a small group of people, but the concept of being on a stage and talking to a bigger group of people scared me, no end, always had. A friend of mine who I value her endorsement of things actually just liked this one-day free event by Sam Cawthorne and the Speakers Institute. So I thought, oh, there's something there. I'd launched my own business, it was free, why not head along? And that was a weekend that really changed me. I spoke on stage for the first time sharing my 6-minute story. It actually felt, it wasn't as intimidating as I thought it would be, because it was about me speaking from my heart and sharing my story. It felt good, and there was a lot of coaching and guidance along the way, and the connection I felt with the audience was a big part of that. It wasn't about me, it was how I could see people being moved, and I felt compelled and inspired to do more of that. Life now is, I've progressed on a number of fronts. I'm now a professional speaker and a marketing energiser. So the journey I went on with the Speakers Institute over 18 months was very much personal development as well as professional development, and it helped me tap into and articulate what that message is within me. And now I feel just so passionate about sharing that through writing. I've actually finished the first draft of my book. So life's progressed in a number of ways, in a really good way. And I guess all of that was probably in me, but the guidance and the coaching and the encouragement along the way, and the team at Speakers Institute has played a big part in that.
Welcome to Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorne, CEO and founder of both Speakers Institute, Speakers Tribe, as well as also here Speakers TV. And my mission is to give you some of the best speakers in the world trends, who are the latest influencers, and bring them to you live in this episode. So here on Tuesday, wherever you are in the world, we wanted to thank you for tuning in, and please lean in where you can, write down notes, because I know that there is a reason why you've tuned into today's episode here on this amazing Tuesday, wherever you are in the world, and certainly we believe that the best is yet to come.
Clarity is power. Clarity is power. Do you know what makes you tick? Do you know what makes you shine? Do you know what makes you win in life? I started my journey with clarity a long time ago, unexpectedly. When I was born, Singapore had a 2-child policy. I was unfortunately number 3. An accident, like my mom would say. So my mom gave me a Chinese name called Ting Ting, which actually means beautiful and graceful. However, in Mandarin, this word Ting also sounds like stop. So my mom was telling my dad, stop, no more children. I laugh about it now, but I dreaded it when I was young. I always had this question, who am I? And why am I on this earth? But things became better when I came to my faith, because someone shared with me, no, I was born on earth for a reason. In fact, he said, wonderfully and fearfully made. Wow, I got so excited. Could it be that all of us are born on this earth for a reason? And that began my quest for clarity. If you look at the etymology or the root word, thanks to Nick, of the word clarity, the root word, it has bright radiance, glory, splendor. Do you had this bounce in your step when you feel that brightness that shines from within? You feel that radiance coming out of you. That's when you have absolute clarity of who you are. Imagine having that the rest of your life. Now I know that say, Ruth, I don't believe in this clarity thing. It's too fluffy and rainbow. Having clarity, gaining clarity, is not just an amazing feeling. In fact, clarity impacts every area of our life. Very simple example. If you want a mortgage to be debt-free as soon as possible, when you see a shop that sells an exquisite couch, would you buy it? No. Because you have clarity. You make that decision in a split second. A lot of us waste time making decisions thinking we are doing due diligence, but I dare to say the first due diligence we need is clarity. Now, I learned clarity from ancient wisdom by Sun Tzu, who wrote that in Art of War. For those who do not know Sun Tzu, he was a military strategist in China in 500 BC. Sun Tzu was tasked to lead the army to defeat an opponent that was 10 times larger than him. And he did. So he wrote down these strategies called the Art of War. 知己知彼百战百胜. It actually means know yourself, know your opponent, 100 battles, 100 victories. Know yourself. All battles start when you know yourself. When you know your strengths, you know your weakness, half the battle is won. Because you can set effective strategies that work for you. Know your opponent. Your opponent doesn't mean your enemy. It means someone you're trying to influence. Knowing your opponent allows you to avoid what is strong and attack what is weak and win with minimal resources. 100 battles, 100 victories. That is where most people miss it. It is not that they do not have clarity. It is that they do not have a battle plan. We heard earlier today, Dale was saying he planned out his entire day. He took action for what he wanted. And that is the key to absolute clarity. Now, one of my ways, today we're going to talk about knowing yourself. So obviously, as a Gallup certified strengths coach, one of the ways that you will know yourself is to really understand your gifts and talents. So Gallup is a personality assessment that once you do it, you get your top 5 strengths and you can understand it and work with it. So today we'll focus on knowing yourself, finding your personal clarity. Any other clarity is the same process. All right, in a moment, not yet. So I believe a lot of us have done our Gallup's strengths assessment, but just in case you haven't, we're going to have an exercise just to see what your strengths are. Okay? So in a moment, I'd like you to stand up. If what you see on the screen is what you always do, so put your things away so you're ready to stand up. All right? Put your things away. Are you ready? Yes, awesome. First one, are you someone who connect the dots and believe that everything happens for a reason? Can I have you stand? Woohoo! Wow, it's almost everyone, which is true, because this particular strength is one of the top strengths in every one of our boot camp. It is called connectedness. Connectedness are people who are able to connect the dots and go with the flow. A blind spot, however, people may think you're fluffy. All right, give yourself a round of applause and have a seat. Well done. Have a seat. Next one. You talk to people in elevators, airplanes, and wherever you go. Can I have you stand? Well done. You're likely to have a strength called communication, which means you're a very good storyteller. But people may perceive that you talk too much. Give yourself a round of applause and have a seat. Well done. Are you someone, this is what I envy, do you have a color-coded and very, very organized closet? Can I have you stand? Well done. You're likely to have a strength called maximizer. You bring things good to great. However, your blind spot is people may think you're a bit fussy and hard to please. Have a seat. All right, last one. Are you someone who loves to push the elevator button to remind them you're there? Can I have you stand? Come on. I'll be standing. Come on. Well done. This is a strength called activator. You're someone who loves to roll up your sleeve, a self-starter and a pioneer. However, people may find you a little bit impatient. Give yourself a round of applause and have a seat. So do you notice not everyone stood up at every question? Yeah, that is because Gallup shows that there is only 1 in 33 million chances of someone having the same strengths in the same order as you are. So we're all uniquely wired. So stop comparing. Stop looking to the left. Stop looking to the right, because clarity comes from within. So how do we find clarity from within? It is hard, isn't it? Nowadays, with social media, we love to compare. Oh, this person's life is so good. Look at mine. Or we can't even decide, wow, should I do what this person does? Or should I do what that person does? My encouragement to you is, if you want to reach higher, do you want to reach higher? Yes. You've got to dig deeper. Stop comparing and work with your strengths with what you have. Now, I have 3 very simple steps to finding clarity within. It's so simple, you may be very surprised. So, clarity, by definition in the dictionary, means clearness, ability and easy to see, to hear, and to understand. So the first step is see. All right, see is simple, but it may not be easy, because you have to have perfect vision. So we're going to test your vision now. Can everybody raise up your left hand, bring it down and cover your left eye. All right, say yes if you can see the first row. Yes. Say yes if you can see the second row. Yes. Say yes if you can see the last row. Yes. I don't believe. In a moment, not yet, when I count to 3, you're going to shout out what you see in the last row. 1, 2, 3. Well done. High five your neighbor and say, you look good too. Strength and seeing is about picking up the mirror, looking past your blemishes and seeing your beauty. That's what we coaches do as well. We put that mirror into your face, and sometimes we may point out a little bit of blind spots you may have to address. Yeah? So strength is constantly choosing to see your beauty. You can. The second step now. The second step is hear. Hear what? Hear your mother-in-law? Hear your heart. Do you know that the word hear is hidden in your heart? Which means if you don't hear, you don't have a heart. Wow. So in a moment, I'm going to bring you through an exercise for you to actually hear your heart. All right, please grab pen and paper, because we're going to go through a very quick exercise for you to hear your heart. We talk about vision, and a lot of us some of us may struggle with vision, but I do believe vision comes from our heart, from what we hear. Remember Lisa said she was driving, she heard a voice, and she followed that voice, and she achieved that greatness she had. That's what we are going to do now. So to do this exercise, you need to do it really, really quickly, because you need to shut down the brain that reasons you out of it. I firmly believe a lot of us have clarity, but because we reason ourselves out of it due to fear or limiting beliefs. So in a moment, I'll bring you through this exercise. I'm going to show some words on the screen. I need you to write the words that's on the screen, and I'll only give you 30 seconds for you to complete that sentence. Get it? So 30 seconds to write the sentence and complete it, because I want you to do so quickly that you're not thinking. Just follow what you hear in your heart. All right? There's going to be 2 sentences. Are you ready? Okay, let's take a deep breath first. Hold it and out. Let's take a deep breath. All right, trust your heart. Let's go. It is 2021, 1st of March. Next year, this time, I am so excited because write it down paper. It is 2020. Who are you with? Where were you? Wrap it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Look up. All right. Okay, we're going to go to the second sentence now. Like I said, it's really fast. You just have to keep writing without thinking. All right? Trust your heart. Push past the doubts and trust your heart. Okay, second sentence now. Let's go. When I look back over the last year, the 3 biggest choices I had to make were, write these down now. When I look back over the last year, the 3 biggest choices I had to make were, right, choice number 1. What was the first biggest choice you had to make? Wrap it up. What was the second biggest choices you had to make? Wrap it up. What was the third biggest choice you have to make? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Look up. How do you feel? Feel good? Did any of you, what you wrote surprise you? Okay. This exercise literally sort of changed my life. In 2018, I did this exercise myself. At that point of time, Speakers Institute was not even in Singapore. I wrote on March 3rd, 2019, I am so excited because I'm walking on stage to share with people that they can be who God wants them to be. And that for those who came last year, that was exactly what I did. So don't underestimate what you did. Was it tough? Was it tough? Sometimes I had to really look back at the choices and stick with it. That leads us to the third point. You've got to move. Move. Clarity requires movement. Let me ask you, in the natural, far away, and it looks really blurred, what do? You walk towards it, right? So is it with life. A lot of us are staying back and waiting for clarity to come. But we need to move and walk towards it. I know there's a lot of teachings that say, you need to find your purpose before you move. But I firmly believe your falls as you move, as you follow your Tom clearer with the lens. Who decides? Yes, you decide, you wear that lens, you go out, you move, you test it out. If it doesn't work, you go back to the optometrist and have a check again, right? But a lot of us are stuck here for a very long time. So what do you do if you're stuck? Very simple. All you need to do is to take a step back and kick your butt. If you need, I can help you. Moving, the first few steps can be uncomfortable because growing, stretching is not comfortable, isn't it? But as you move, you realize, hey, it's quite fun. I get to design my own clarity. And when you get momentum, you realize, hey, I can dance my way into clarity. Everybody say, see. See. See your beauty. Let your strengths enable you. Everybody say, hear. Hear your heart. Let your vision guide you. Everybody say, move. Take the first step and let your action direct you. It's very simple. You may say, Ruth, it is so simple, but it's not with my life. What I've got. Let me share with you a story. I first met Siu Mei 2 years ago, and I was immediately blown away by her. You see, Siu Mei had cerebral palsy, which means her speech is slurred and her actions are limited. She came up to me and she spoke in a slur. I almost couldn't understand her. This is Siu Mei. But when she passed me her book and told me her vision, I was very impressed. Let's have a look at Siu Mei introducing herself, and then you will know what I mean.
Hi, my name is Siu Mei. I met but I think I'm beautiful.
Let's give Siu Mei a round of applause. Siu Mei grew up with people avoiding her. People literally called her an alien. She did not wallow in self-pity, but instead, she decided to write the book and tell others her life so that people around her can accept people with conditions like her. You know, nowadays, we have a lot of we do a lot of self-publishing, correct? Do you know what's the average number of books sold per self-publisher? Hello, 250. Check it out. The average sales is 250. Siu Mei sold. Ooh, I heard 10,000. Not only that, Siu Mei spoke in companies like Google, JP Morgan, Prudential. She also spoke in schools, appeared on national TV and on newspaper. Siu Mei saw her beauty. She didn't have much, but she worked with what she's got. Siu Mei heard her heart, but most importantly, she defied all odds. She took action. She moved and ran her race. I don't know why you're here today, and I don't know what's holding you back from your clarity. Perhaps you know you are different, but you ask yourself, do I have anything to offer? I'm here to share with you, just like Siu Mei, you do. It really doesn't matter if you believe in God, the Creator, or not, because I stand here as a professional, as a Gallup certified strength coach, to share with you this truth, that you are fearfully made, are uniquely wired for greatness. Free yourself. Free yourself from expectations. Free yourself from comparing others. If you are looking for that brightness, that radiance, that glory, that splendor, can I encourage you just to take that first step? Move past your doubts and step into your destiny. Because clarity is power. And that power is you.
One thing that I want to acknowledge you about is investing in yourself and ultimately spending time in online education. If you can learn how you can influence more powerfully through video. If you can learn how to create like your online virtual product and even make money online right now, then I'd love to help you through that journey as well.
To all the staff from Speakers Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you and it's just been really, really good.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations. And thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before. Because you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you,
Sam. Thank you. That has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish you best on this wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business. I want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches. And they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth it. Thanks.
My work relies on workshops around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to really invest in a real together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
Most amazing in a lifetime.
The coaches were phenomenal, and I've found the process that they follow and the material that they have presented is excellent.
Practical tips to really improve the performance.
It has shown me new ways to look at how I approach what I'm saying, how to say it, and how to engage the audience.
You know, it's just amazing the amount of information I've received from the coaches, the support that I've got from everyone, the friends that I've made here.
It is nothing like what I have imagined.
I was absolutely hopeless when we started the course, and the process that you go through is absolutely amazing.
I learned how to structure for my training, my workshops, what I'll be doing from now on.
Now, just to tell you, I was 14 years old and left school because I didn't want to speak in front of the class. I leave here today, overcoming that fear.
It's given me my confidence back. It's enabled me to get back up on stage.
You're going to become more powerful, clearer in your message, on point, and you're going to feel like you're part of a tribe.
You can't miss it. This is a total investment in you and your future.
And if you are considering coming along, do not hesitate. The transformation from day to day truly is incredible.
If you're looking to get your message out, I highly recommend that you join Sam and the team for their boot camp.
Powerful, spectacular.
Incredible,
awesome,
fantastic,
amazing journey.
You've got to come, you've got to be here.
Try them, honestly, it'll change your life.
Research shows that most of us living now will go on to live till the age of 93. I have been here at this boot camp along with 60 very beautiful people. I can tell you all 60 of them have seen their lives transformed. There are people on stage who have never been on stage and are giving presentations. people like me are becoming better presenters and speakers. So let's understand the difference between this investing and saving. I want to give you these 4 golden words. Repeat after me. Stop saving. Start investing. Stop saving. Start investing.
You're different to other people. You are very different to other financial planners, other advisors, etc., etc.
I would urge anyone, whenever you get an opportunity like this, just grab it with both your hands and connect with Saw Cawthorn and the Speakers Institute.
This is the Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome your host, Sam Cawthorn.
Hey! I'm excited. Today we have Rachel Thompson in the studio. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you for having me. This is really lovely to be here.
Rachel, you are a performance expert and a creativity coach. Tell us a little bit more about, you're a performer, is that right?
That's right. Yes, I've been playing the violin since I was 8 years old.
Wow. So you started last year? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Plus a few.
Rachel, I'd like to unpack a little bit more about, obviously, and why that is. Before we do that, tell us a little story.
In a very musical family in New Zealand, and when I was 18, I won a competition, and I went to the States on a scholarship, and I studied in Philadelphia for 4 years. Wow. I played in Carnegie Hall with a group of students that were selected, and we played there. We had a week in New York at that time. And one of the highlights was when I won a concerto competition in New Zealand. So I started off by really wanting to be that. I was so ambitious and I had big dreams.
That is amazing. And for New Zealand, whereabouts in New Zealand?
Christchurch, poor, battered Christchurch at the moment.
And your parents obviously supported you in this, in your making a difference endeavours.
My parents were both musical. They didn't have a lot of money, but decided that they wanted all their children to learn music. My father was a sociology lecturer, and my mother had done music and French at university, one of the go to university, and so she was always the one at home making us practice. And it's staying focused and doing that discipline this every day, and that's what built it up. And I think even though we all played in the family, certain people do have an innate gift, and I was fortunate that it was for me for music. So I've always enjoyed performing, and I love to. I've had my own challenges with performing. So there's a point where you get to where it could be performance anxiety, or it could be some kind of political problem. To get ahead there.
I wouldn't mind looking at that in a moment, but first of all, you performing, so obviously Carnegie Hall, you travel the world. Do you have any specific highlights? Have you met any of the big artists? At the stage with some people.
Yeah. Okay. So
brag for a moment. You're allowed to.
So I Shlomo is a New York contemporary. Andrea Pacelli, he's staying on stage when we're in New Zealand, and the conductor Marcello Rota. I spent a week with him in Verona, and we've had some great times.
That is amazing, right? You know, we for you to come here, and obviously just what and also
and an entrepreneur, use it, or you're a chef, you know, to create something that gives you passion and purpose. Life, amazing.
Jobs that are 30, AI. Come to creativity, is there an easy way to learn it, or do you think everyone has it?
I believe everyone has it. I think that there are some jobs that people are so busy that they don't get a chance to kind of get there, and they're so busy that they keep a lid on that part of themselves, and maybe that's why they come home drained and exhausted, because they haven't been able to feed what they could be doing. I think corporations could use, you know, as a team building exercise, they could bring creativity into the workplace and maybe have lunchtime workshops, or actually bring it into the agenda, so that if you're working on a project in a corporation, you can workshop it creatively, all of you in a room, and be relaxed and fun about it, so that you don't feel that if you make a mistake it's a problem, because once you try to be perfect, you're not going to be creative.
And for people out there that, you know, might have just be in that standard 9 to 5 and think that they've lost their creativity, what would you say to them?
I would say try and do something different every day. So instead of going to work the same way every day, choose a different path. Or don't always eat at the same time, or don't always dress the same way. Just, you can do what you do.
Breaking a standard pattern. Something.
Well, I think it gives you other opportunities. For use a landmark like a certain tree you pass in Hyde Park, and at that point you have to come up with some new idea. Like, you create a challenge for yourself where you think, okay, every time I pass that tree I'm going to say a poem, or I'm going to think of 5 ways I'm going to get more
alive and awake when you are creating. Is that right?
Correct.
Is that where our natural genius is birthed from, in that moment of creativity?
Not opening yourself up for any kind of information. It may not even come necessarily from within you. You might just kind of be inspired.
That's right. And do you find that, do you write your own music as well, Rach?
I also transcribe music, so I'll hear music and I'll have to pick out the lines and write it down on music. I have got a Sibelius program I do that on. So I've I wrote a song, but it's not great, so I'm not going to spend my time on that. I'd rather write words and stories and things like that. I love creative writing.
And when it does come to performance, having that super performance, as an individual, is there another layer from that?
There's a level of performance, and there's a lot of amazing performers out there, but they're kind of locked into that position. Whereas if they could just lift their game a little, and for each person it's going to be different, then they can open up and become extraordinary, and I call that superlative performance.
Superlative performance. What do you mean by that?
It's when you go past super and you become more than you ever dreamt you could be. And I have got do you want to hear my 4-step formula for this?
I would love it. Yeah, I'm sure people out there, they want to perform at their best level. Yeah. Teach us how to do it.
Okay, so I have 4 steps. The 4 steps to elite performance. And the first one is essence. It's really finding out your true value, which, you could be a great player, have played for 20 years in front of audiences, but you actually are insecure inside. You need to be very solid and strong and know your real value, and that if you stop doing that, you would lose your passion and your purpose. And a lot of people would miss out because you're using that to be of service to other people. So that's your essence. Number 2 is enthusiasm, which you love to talk about, and it's about obsession. Enthusiasts in the 16th century, I think they were Protestants, they were almost fanatical. So it's kind of a fanaticism, and it comes from the word enthusios, which means obsessed by God, or filled by God, possessed. And so if you can be really enthusiastic and obsessive about your passion and and you become committed to practicing, rehearsing, coming up with content, you know, learning, collating stuff and memorizing.
I love it.
You're a performer, so you're reaching your audience, you're connecting. So actually performers become bigger on stage, their aura increases, and you want to meet the audience with your aura, so you're expanding your persona, and there's steps to do that.
Yeah.
And the final one is effortlessness. When you get to a stage of ease where you're playing and you're on automatic, or you're speaking and you're able to think what's going on in the room because the words are coming through you, you have reached a point of mastery that is effortless. So we want to get a point of effortlessness.
Wow, that was really inspiring, and I also love how you just shone when you were sharing that with us. So thank you very much for.
You're welcome.
So Rachel, what's next for you? What's next?
Well, I have to write a book, so I have to get onto that very promptly, and chapter a month, and it should be sorted out pretty fast.
We're looking forward to seeing that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And Rachel, what do you do for you to recharge your tank? You know, obviously you're giving so much of your time, and so you're always giving all the time. What do you do for you so you can feel alive and be in that creative zone?
So I like to spend a lot of time alone. I'm a bit of an introvert. I like to spend time at home with my little tarot cards or my crystals, and I like to meditate. But when I wake up in the morning, there's a couple of things I always do. And the whoever wants to do face exercises, believe me, takes 10 years off your life. I mean, off your face, not your life. It works.
Rachel, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio.
Welcome.
However, look, just before you go, we have a challenge that we have for every single one of our guests that come on, and it's the 10 question in 60-second challenge.
Oh.
So, Rachel Thompson, do you accept the challenge?
Yes.
All right. Now, favourite colour?
Blue.
Favourite food?
Brown rice.
Really?
No, but I can't think of anything else.
Favourite celebrity?
Lady Gaga.
Ah, yes. Favourite actor?
Oh, Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah,
I love him.
Great. Favourite professional speaker?
Amanda Gore.
Oh, she's amazing. Favourite book?
Oh, it's the guy that men love, and he's written the 12 steps. He's the one that's really about pay parity between men and women. Who is it? Leonard, or do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
His book's on my piano and I can't think of it. His name. I was hoping
what's the book called?
It's the 12. It's 12 principles to success or something like that. But he's very, very popular right now. Sorry.
That's right. Favourite movie?
Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Favourite city?
Sydney.
Favourite drink?
Mojito.
Mojito. Favourite pizza topping?
Meat lovers.
Ah, yes, I love it.
I'm not very good with a vegan.
And Rachel Thompson, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
A deer.
Why a deer?
Because it's very strong, but it's very graceful.
I love it. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show.
Our next TENx speaker is a true inspiration. He stands taller than most of us because of his enthusiasm and his big heart. He will share with you today his story of triumph through adversity, which in turn helped his vision come to light. He wants his story to inspire you to stand tall, because unless you stand tall, your vision will not. Please welcome to the stage, bringing his big vision all the way with him, Khoa Nam Tran.
Thank you for your applause. I got told to break a leg for good luck. I guess my luck never runs out. Besides this smile, you might be wondering, I was involved in an accident, but let's put that aside for now. Vision. Having clarity for your vision will see it come to fruition if you're persistent. To be persistent, you must stand tall through adversity, which unfortunately accompanies success. Research from the World Health Organization shows that over 300 million people globally of all ages suffer from depression. Further studies reveal that in 2017, over 11 million adults in the United States would have had at least one major depressive episode. You can prevail over depression if you learnt how to stand tall. And if you learnt how to overcome adversity, then your vision will follow through. So begs the question, have you ever wanted to learn how to stand tall in the tough situations? Maybe you're going through a relationship breakdown. Or maybe you're having a tough time at work. Or maybe just lots of stress and anxiety from pursuing your vision. Have you ever really wanted to learn how to stand tall in those situations with confidence, certainty, and clarity? I sure have. Born to immigrant parents, I was just like any other child back in the 90s. I loved to go outside and play with my friends. We'd bike ride to the corner store to buy a lolly or two. We would also play games from handballs to marbles to even riding into the sunset. As I reached adulthood, my sense of adventure went up a notch or two. Bike riding to the corner store turned into mountain bike riding into the wilderness, tackling the steep rocky climbs, knowing that with every stride I take, I'll reach to the top. I would have given up so many times due to the lactic acid buildup, but as the saying goes, no. With that motto in mind, I loved going to the gym. For repetition, it gave me that euphoric feeling of strength and power. But I'd lie if I said it didn't come with any caveats. I loved alcohol. That social bonding you get when you're all drunk, it made me feel included. I would drink almost every weekend just to get legless. It was my life. If I had a bender the night before, eating junk food by doing some sort of physical exercise, don't worry, I'm still guilty of that too. December 2012, heading to a nightclub for a party where drinks were of abundance. The music was pumping, the energy was high. I was having the time of my life. A vodka here, a gin there, another whiskey here, another cab sav there. Too many. Eyes to a white ceiling. I see my mother and brother. I remember asking. They looked at me with tears in their eyes. Khoa, you've still heavily. I shrugged. So the car accident had dawned upon me. 150 kilometers, head-on collision into a telegraph pole, claiming the life of the front passenger, 18-year-old Marsha. My friend, Jin, who was also the driver, suffered severe head injuries. The thought of having no legs didn't really hit me till a couple of days later while in ICU. Wanted to use the bathroom, I shuffled to the side of the raised bed and I was now on the ground. The nurses ran in and said, "What are you doing? I wanted to use the bathroom, but you can't." To which I replied, "I think I know that now." That was the light bulb moment. I really did lose my legs. Have you ever felt a moment in your life where you wish you could go back? This is a dream, this is a nightmare, I'm going to wake up! Have you ever felt a moment where you did not want to accept this reality? Well, that's exactly how I felt lying there in the hospital bed. I felt defeated. But what happens when you fall deep into a dark hole? You climb out of it. I knew that life wasn't going to wait for me, so why would I prevent myself from living life to the fullest? As I laid there, I already started looking at the brighter side of being legless, literally. My feet won't stink, shoe size won't be an issue, I won't get cold feet. You know when you accidentally wear shorts on a cold windy day, only to regret it? Not an issue for me anymore. My vision of being here on stage would not have happened if I didn't have the right positive mindset to stand tall. But what does these 2 titanium sticks mean for you? I will share 3 key points that you can apply to your everyday lives through what I've learned in my life's biggest challenges. Accept quickly. Time we cannot reverse, so why dwell on the past? Accept that now is reality. When I realized my life would be so different, I just had to accept it. I did not want to waste time on the what ifs. Should have, could have, would have. Instead, I put all my energy into the I will. I will live again. I will drive again. I will smile again. Number 2, forgive easily. I had a choice. Did I want to hold on to the resentment for my friend's actions, drink driving? No. I went to visit him at the nursing home. He sat there, brain damaged, a shell of the human he used to be. And I forgave him. This is still my friend, and we were in this together. Amend your wound by forgiving, so your minds will be at peace. And the third one is this: be physically fit. I must say, being fit is one of the reasons why I'm still here today. Days of mountain bike riding are far left behind, but since getting my legs, my energy expenditure has been well over 200%. 200% more energy consumed compared to an able-bodied person. Before getting my transport was a wheelchair, but that didn't stop me from doing what I need to do. But boy, wheeling that thing around surely did my biceps, triceps, and smile. Jokes, this smile never left me. Oh, and one cool thing about my legs, I'm taller than before. So when you're going on a journey of tough times, accept quickly, forgive easily, and be physically fit. Because we'll be faced with a choice. Do we hold on to the past? Do we hold on to the unforgiveness? And do we be lazy? Or do we make that choice every single day to stand tall so our vision can blossom?
Khoa Nam Tran.
Hi guys, Sam Cawthon here, CEO and founder of Speakers Tribe, and I'm super excited about this video. This curriculum video here is all around participate. You know, I believe some of the greatest keynoters on the planet, particularly trainers and facilitators as well, not only do they know how to articulate really effectively, but they know how to facilitate participation. You know, I've been in so many events where I've been up on stage and the audience is very cold. They don't know who I am, they're very skeptical, they're leaning back in their chairs and literally they're about to take their phones out because they're already bored, even before I get up on stage. So really the reality is, as professional speakers, as influencers, what we really need to do is grab their attention instantly. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the 3 ways in how to grab their attention, and not only that, for get them involved, so they're leaning forward, so they're participating, so they're taking part of activities, etc. as well. And that way, from there, I'm actually then going to share with you 3 hacks that you can really start thinking about whether you wanted them to participate in short bursts, such as 5 to 20 seconds, if you want to get them to participate in medium bursts, such as 1 to 3 minutes, or even longer bursts, such as 5 minutes, even up to 20, 45 minutes thereabouts, in activities itself as well. So the reality is that my general rule of thumb is this, is that if you are speaking for over 40 minutes, then you do need an activity. I'll say that again. If you are speaking for over 40 minutes, you do need an activity. So then that means then, if you are doing training or keynoting over 40 minutes, what activities can you do? There's a few rules around this. The first one is this, is lead by example. Now, my encouragement to you, if you haven't already, get your pens and paper out, even your phones out, your notes, and write some of this down, yeah? Number 1 is lead by example. And what we mean by that is, what do you need to do to actually lead by example when you're on stage? You know, it super frustrates me when I see speakers up on stage. They ask for the audience participation, such as put their hand up, but they don't put up their hand themselves. So I believe if you lead from example, then obviously then your audience will then follow suit. So if you want the audience to lean in, you lean in. If you want the audience to participate, you participate. If you want the audience to put their hand up or do an actual action or whatever it is, you must lead by example. And the reality is that they will always do around 70% energy of what you do. So for example, if you do this, your audience will do this. If you do this, they'll do this. If you do this, they'll do that. If you do that, they'll literally just go like that. So my encouragement to you would number 1 be always this, lead by example when it does come to any level of participation and interaction. The second thing is this, is framing. You know, I remember this one time where I was speaking in a jail, and it was one of the major jails down there in Tasmania. And one of the most fascinating things is that when you get up there, they don't want to be there. And in most cases, they're talking with each other and they're big built, and it's quite intimidating to say the least. And the last thing you would believe is that if you're speaking for 90 minutes and you think, how can these people here participate here? How can we get them involved? How can we get them to do an activity? And it was certainly very, very difficult. So number 2 here is all about framing. What I needed to do in that particular situation, I needed to frame the importance of why participate. And not only that, I needed to frame that the people that do participate, these are the people that are brave, that are courageous. These are the people that aren't worrying about what other people think. These are the people here that actually really want to get something out of this, want to learn, want to grow. So in most cases, if I frame it in a way that if you don't participate, then you're scared about what other people think of you. If you don't participate, then you're not brave, then you're not courageous. If you don't participate, then you don't want to learn, you don't want to grow. Then suddenly now the audience, in a way, are feeling a bit guilty if they don't participate. Now, this certainly isn't a guilt thing as such, but it certainly is a really great strategy in order to get your audience to participate where they can. And then the third one is this: identify. And what we mean by that is ultimately, if you want your audience to participate, you need to identify what type of audience it is. Ultimately, if I'm speaking to a bunch of young teenagers, then I'm going to identify, great, these here, they want high level, they want high energy, they want to clap, jump on their feet, high five, etc., etc. Whereas if I'm identifying that I'm speaking in front of a group of CEOs and executives, then these people here are not that prone to jump up on their feet and high five and yell and scream, etc. So really what I need to do is I need to identify exactly which audience that I'm in, and that way then I can identify exactly what level of participation that I can expect from that audience. So my encouragement to you is lead from example, frame how you need to get them engaged, and ultimately then identify what do you need to do to understand who is in your audience and what level of activity or participation would they be more comfortable in doing. You know, one of my keynotes, in my Bounce Forward keynote, I get up and I play the guitar. And then at the end of me playing the guitar with only one arm, it's pretty cool. But then I actually then get everyone up on their feet and sing with me. And I remember in most corporate audience, I've led from example. So obviously I sing first and then my audience sing. I then frame to the audience, hey, look, now you're about to jump up on your feet and sing, and this is all about a breakthrough in your own life. And then obviously, you know, I've identified exactly that this is going to be the right audience. But I once did it in front of a group of CEOs and executives, and it did not go down very well at all. I saw half of the room stand up, I saw one or two people sing, and that was about it. And everyone else felt really uncomfortable. Thus, I also then felt uncomfortable as well. All right. So this brings me to my second element in today's masterclass here, all on participate. And it was all around what exactly are the best activities. So I've broken this down into three elements. One is the short, 5 to 20 seconds. The second one is the medium, 1 to 3 minutes. And then the third one here is the long, 3 to 30 minutes plus. So I'm going to unpack all of these as we go along. So the first one here is short, 5 to 20 seconds. My encouragement to you would be to do a short one at least every 20 minutes up to 40 minutes max. And what a short one is could be something like, you know, hands up if, or nod your head if this has happened to you, or turn to the person and give them a high five, or, you know, or look around the room and search for this color, or whatever it is, yeah? So that there's a really, really quick one. So, you know, hands up, or has this ever happened to you? Nod your head if this has, or whatever it is. Or look at the person next to you and repeat after me, or whatever. Yeah, so they're really short exercises, and my encouragement to you would be to get your audience to participate in those in at least every 20 minutes if you're doing a 60-minute keynote. And one of the main reasons is it keeps them awake, keeps them alert. If you're talking for longer than 20 seconds and there's zero interaction, there's zero throwing back to the audience and what is there with them, then ultimately they're going to fall asleep no matter how motivational you might be, or they'll just simply switch off. So that's the first thing. Second thing is this, medium, 1 to 3 minutes. So this is where it is more of an exercise, like, okay, stand up and go and high five 3 people. Or it could be something like, you know, stand up if this has ever happened to you, or whatever it might be. Or another one could be something like, turn to the person next to you and ask them this question, bang, bang, bang. I'll give you 90 seconds, yeah? So that is really, really good, quick one. Or the other thing is this, is look around the room and search for anything at all, or what is, or look under your chair and see if you can find. So these are really short ones that, you know, might require just simply standing up or sitting down, talking to the person next to you, but it certainly isn't standing up and walking away from your seat. Because ultimately, no matter how big or small your room is, once you get them to stand up and walk away from their seat, it will take a long time for you to calm them back down, get them back to their seat, sit them back down, grab the energy back in your control, and then start speaking again. So this is still only a medium activity here. I've got a few ones here where I actually get everyone to stand up everyone turn towards the window, or everyone turn towards one side. Put both your hands up in the air very slowly, bring your hands down, and just start massaging the shoulders in front of you. And that particular exercise works really, really well. Most of you guys that have seen me speak, I would have done high five the person next to you, or alternatively, for those people that have actually come along to boot camp, we did an exercise where we went 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what I'm talking about. So they're always fun as well. And then the other one was obviously your power move. So you stand up and do your power move, yeah? So they're the medium ones. And now the long ones here, so this is anywhere between 5 to 30 minutes. So some really great long exercises that you can get your audience to participate in can be some warm-ups of the room. So what we do in a lot of our boot camps, it's about talking to the person next to you, interview them, and then come up on stage, then actually share with the other person that you just met. Or alternatively, another exercise is go and find someone that actually is the same birthday month as you. Or alternatively, go and find someone who's got the same surname, last letter as yours or whatever. So there's a lot of other, so a lot of these activities here could either be group work, or could be working in partnership, or could be to go and find something, yeah? So these are some great activities here. However, again, it is all about those first 3 elements. Lead by example. You must lead from example. So even if you want to show to the audience how this is done, you bring up an audience member and say, guys, this is how it works. Bang, 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 bang. Did you get that? Let's try again. Come up here on stage, bang, bang. So you lead from example. The second one here is framing. So framing is all specifically around what do you need to do to frame this exercise in a way that it's very, very, very clear to them. It's so clear. So sometimes I would literally go, so guys, what I want you to do right now, I want you to get your phone and I want you to turn it on. That's right, turn it on, unlock it, whatever it is. Now I want you to find your Facebook app. So just go, everyone knows what the Facebook app looks like. So you just find your Facebook app. Now go into your Facebook app. Now right up the top there is a search bar. What I'd like for you to type in there is Speakers Tribe. That's right, and this is how you spell it, SPEAKERS space tribe, TRIBE, Speakers Tribe, and then global, GLOB, etc., etc. So this way I'm literally teaching them how to do it, and then I then say, now like that page. Now how you like the page, it's just there on the top, a little bit to the side, just simply like that. That is a great way how we can stay in contact with you. Instead of me saying something like, so guys, what I want everyone to do, go onto Facebook and go onto our page and just like the page. They're not going to do it. They will not do it. So my greatest encouragement to you would be lead by example, always frame the actual activity, explain in absolute detail, and ultimately really identify who is your market and make sure you're communicating in their language. Guys, I really hope that today's curriculum video really gave you value. And please, my encouragement to you would be to go out there and actually try it out, because you're not going to learn anything unless you actually don't implement something like this. So go out there and implement it where you can. For those people that are actually joining Speakers Tribe for the very first time, I wanted to say welcome. It is great to see you. For those leaders that are here in the room, I wanted to say thank you so much for leading your awesome tribe. You're doing an outstanding job. And also, for those people that haven't registered into Speakers Tribe Conference, my encouragement to you is to lean into this proximity. See what you need to do to say, hey, look, I want to be a part of this movement. We believe that we are the incubator for the next generation of influencers in this world. And ultimately here at Speakers Tribe, we're all about helping you make a difference in the world. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's possible in the next chapter with you once you lean into Speakers Tribe. And as always, don't forget, the best is yet to come. I'll see you soon.
Had this little tiny idea that there was something else that I wanted to be doing, something that I could give back to help young people. And really it was leveraging my experience mentoring people through my career, and also based on some research I'd done around opportunities in the graduate space. But I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to get started. And I think most importantly, what I didn't have was the confidence in myself and the certainty in my ability to actually execute this, to leave a safe corporate role and go off on my own. And through the program, that was really the benefit that I experienced, that whole expanding on the idea, being challenged about how the idea was being executed, and actually taking it from this tiny little seed to what is now a full business plan that I'm currently executing. The feeling now is so much different. Every day I'm living my purpose. When a student looks me in the eye and says something like, "That was genius, I would never have thought of that," I feel so much better about myself. I know that I'm truly making a difference and I feel really fulfilled. So instead of feeling stressed and drained at the end of the week, I'm tired, but I'm also so fulfilled and I'm excited about what's next to come.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode here at Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorn and we are super excited about Speakers TV and about these episodes that we bring to you every single weekday as well as also on every single Saturday. Guys, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any feedback at all for us, or maybe you want to comment right now in the chat bar about what was your biggest takeaway from today's session. But also not only that, why don't you join us? So here at Speakers Institute, we do have a number of programs such as our online boot camps or our protege program. At Speakers Tribe here, we're all about running these big, large annual conferences every year. But also not only that, there is an annual membership that you can get where in your city we do have tribe gatherings, all really encouraging you going from where you are today to where you really want to be. Or maybe you want to tell your friends and your family about Speakers TV. But can I please encourage you, why don't you like this page? Why don't you join us each day? Why don't you tell other people about these episodes? Because we are all about really helping you on this journey to becoming that recognized voice of authority, for you to find your message and your story and get that out there into the world. We are super excited about your journey, so please lean in and join us today. To your success, my name is Sam Cawthorn, and don't forget, the best is yet to come.